Carter, and I play lacrosse. I like to mountain bike, and I really like to do lacrosse, pretty much, yeah. That's my favorite sport that I play.
How old are you?
10.
Almost.
11.
And I'm Kate, Carter's mom. And we came to vision therapy because Carter was having some difficulty reading, had always had difficulty reading, and had gone to a school that was supposed to really help children with reading disorders. And he had tutors, and we had been through an awful lot to help him with reading. And he had a diagnosis of ADHD and dyslexia. And we were just looking for anything that would help him with his reading difficulties. And we were amazed with Dr. Applebaum's book and research and progress with other similar cases. So we came here, and actually we had a family member who recommended it years ago. A family member of ours who also was diagnosed with dyslexia came to Dr. Applebaum and had a lot of success. And I had never really heard of vision therapy before this sort of distant aunt of ours mentioned it at a family gathering one day. And I thought, that sounds interesting. So we did our first set of testing and the evaluation, and it was just so fascinating. The way that Carter's eyes were not tracking, they were not coordinating, they were not working together, they were not focusing on certain things. And it seemed like something that we could really, that could be very impactful if we went through with therapy. So we did.
Well, the first couple, so before COVID and everything, it was super tough for me because it was all these hard activities, and I wasn't used to it. I got really angry. And now, in the beginning of COVID, I've gotten much better at reading and everything and all that stuff. And I think vision therapy has helped with that a lot. I'm noticing misspelled words, my memory, and probably just with the computers.
What about those things?
They're just the memory has been staying there for longer because we do tons of memory activities.
What about sports?
Definitely lacrosse has been a huge impact. My catching and with the stick handling and everything has helped. I used to see blurry words, and sometimes the ball, I wouldn't be able to see it in my peripheral, but now I'm able to see both of those things much better.
One thing that Dr. Applebaum said sort of at the beginning of this process was, he asked me and he asked Carter, is there avoidance in certain activities? Studying, reading, focusing on anything for an extended period of time? And the answer was yes. There was a lot of avoidance.
Especially towards reading.
Especially towards reading.
But now this past year, it's been way better, and I've been able to read much longer, and I've been starting to read on my own a little bit.
Yes, there's no more fighting about schoolwork, about homework, about reading, about anything that requires focused attention, visual attention for an extended period of time. And I think that's because it's no longer uncomfortable. So that has been a breath of fresh air in our house. Any parent can relate to the fact that fewer fights is a good thing. So
it makes me feel really confident in myself, and now I can do a lot of things easier. I always think if you keep on working at it, you'll get better, and don't focus on where you are, or focus where you will be.
Oh, that's good advice, buddy.
Like the famous hockey player, I forget his name, but he says, don't focus on where the puck has been. Focus on it where it will be.
Yeah, and I will say, you know, there have been challenges and a lot of frustrations, but the enormity of the pride that we feel in Carter for overcoming the frustrations, working through them, facing them, and coming out on the other side really successful. It's mind-blowing, and we know that not only has his vision improved and his all of the things that go with that, his reading, his confidence in sports, all of those things. Also, as an individual, he's learned a great life lesson, which is that when you work hard and work through frustrations at things that are not easy, we can do hard things and they're worth it. You know, even if they take a long time, and even if they are not always easy, it's worth it. So that was a really great life lesson for Carter, for sure. I just wanted to say that I feel so fortunate because we had access, we had resources, we had all of the tools at our disposal to help our son, and I feel that it's really important that this process becomes more widely known, and I think it's really important that other kids have access to screening and treatment, and I think it can make a world of difference. Some of the statistics that Dr. Applebaum shared with me when we first came here were staggering, and you know, I remember when Carter was very young, we did occupational therapy, and one of the therapists and teachers that we worked with said, occupational therapy is good for all kids. It's something that all kids can benefit from. The practices that they were putting into place in the classroom, it was good teaching they were good teaching practices for all kids. They benefited everyone, whether they had need or not. And I feel like vision therapy is somewhat similar. There are certain things that we don't even know that we're lacking, and certainly wouldn't be picked up on in a regular education setting. And so I think how much other children could benefit from some of these tools and some of these therapeutic practices. And I really hope that there's a way for teachers, for all educators, for administration, for all healthcare providers. I'm thinking pediatricians, and general vision physicians to incorporate some of these screenings and these therapeutic practices for the benefit of all children and adults.